What's cracking, everybody? You're back with Mr. Berger. Man, I had so much fun recording that first episode of this new series for Cities Skylines that I'm going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and jump on into episode 2 of Cities Skylines 101 with Mr. Berger. So tonight, we're kind of just going to be expanding the city a little bit. Maybe we're going to be setting up some basic services. I want to keep this a little bit structured. I want to have, some structure to each episode in this series, but I also want to keep it relatively free-flowing. I want to hear what you guys have to say too. So if you have input, if you think like, oh, hey, maybe we should put a park down in this, spot right here, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below about that. If you want, say, maybe a street or a building or something named after you, then go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Just go ahead and leave a comment and say, hey, I want this street to be named, Billy Bob Street, or I want that IHOP, that pancake place, name it after my son or my dog or something like that. Let me know. I want to have this be like a fun interactive series with you guys. That being said, I am recording this here, basically before you're seeing episode 1, before I published it. So, I recorded episode 1 last night, and then, tonight, the night after, I'm recording episode 2, and hopefully you'll be seeing episode 1 here real soon, in this one shortly after. So if you do have any requests, just give it a little while to, pop up. Give me some time to get that implemented into my town here. So now that I'm done, blathering on about what I have planned here, let's take a look at our first problem. Well, let's pause the game here first, because I want to make sure that we can analyze what's going on here, and we're not going to have any issues. So let's see here. So I want it to be, relatively structured. I do kind of want to have like a theme for each episode in a sense, but I also want to have it, kind of fun and free-flowing, and just want to build a city with you guys and just, see where it takes us. So the first thing that we're going to be taking a look at here tonight, as you can see down here, we got a little icon popping up, and if you scroll in, it's a little bit easier to see. It's basically a dude in a ski mask, and it represents crime, because, that's the classic, little insignia for crime, is a guy wearing a ski mask. I guess he's, stealing something, burglarizing somebody or something like that. So in order to take care of that, we need to go ahead and set up a police station of some sort. So we're going to go ahead and go down here. I have hotkeys set for everything, and if you guys are interested, I will share my hotkeys with you. You can, take a look. You just go here into, options and key mapping and in-game. And you can see I just did obvious things: R for roads, Z for zoning, D for districts, E for electricity. And then for things like education, which is also E, I just did Shift E. So, you can figure it out. You can mess around with what you guys like. But let's go ahead and go down here and go to the, the police department tab. And I don't have much money right now. I only have 30,000. And these basic police departments, they only cost 12,000. This is the vanilla one, and you could plop that one right there, the police station. And here's another police station. This might have been one I downloaded, or it might be a secondary one. No, that's just a secondary one. This one for sure, because it's got the little Steam icon. That's the one that I downloaded. And it doesn't have a description, but you can see it's got the same stats. 480 a week, 12,000, 10 police car capacity. Same thing there, no noise pollution, no regular pollution, all that good stuff. So I like this one, the one that I downloaded, because I just like the look of it a little bit better. And you don't have to worry about it too much if you don't have that one. It really doesn't matter at all. The vanilla one, or one of the two vanilla ones, is perfectly fine. Gets the job done just the same. So since we have dedicated this road here, this is kind of our arterial in a sense, to having a school there and everything, and having some shops up there, we're going to continue that, idea, that concept of having, kind of more important city services and stuff in the center there. So we're going to go ahead and on Berger Street here, we're going to put our police station. Let's go ahead and just put it right next to the elementary school there. So now they're right next door, and our kids are going to be super safe. And I think it also increases the land value nearby. Not totally sure about that, but it definitely makes them a little bit happier nearby, and it's going to take care of that police issue. So let's go ahead and put it into regular time here, and we'll see. Yep, there is the police car. Let me pause it so I can make sure to follow him. We can follow him along. He's patrolling. And is he not gonna... Maybe the other guy's gonna go out for it. I think this guy must be the one. Yeah, no, it says he's patrolling too. There we go. Looks like he took care of whatever that was there real quick. So no issues there. And you'll see right now, we are at a capacity 3 of 3 cars, police cars in use, 0 of 20 criminals in holding cells. If you open up the police tab, you can see a little bit more details. You can see where all your police stations are. So if I had another one plopped away over here, they'd both have that big blue kind of spotlight on them that would let us, know where they are. So we can see here where no issue with jail capacity. Crime rate's really low, so we don't have any problem. And if you guys recall in the previous episode, I opened up the budget tab, and everything down here is turned all the way down except for water. We turned a little bit up. And if we hadn't done that, we would have more than 3 police cars. You can see that, again, if we open the police tab, the police car capacity, patrol car capacity here says 10. So that's normally what you would get. But since we turned it all the way down, we only get 3. And again, that's all that we need right now. We don't need 10 police cars. Uh-oh, we are having another issue here. Okay, we see this sewage thing popping up now. The reason for that, if we go to the water tab, sewage treatment is really low. This thing isn't getting enough electricity because we have just enough electricity, and that's the furthest thing away, so it's not quite getting enough. And because of that, we're not getting any sewage pumping, and it looks like we don't have enough capacity anyway. So we got to do a couple things here. The first thing that I would do, honestly, at this point, we have that little guy right there already for electricity. So since we were talking about the budget tab, let's just turn the electricity budget up. Let's make it safe for now. Let's go all the way up to 75 and bring this guy up to 75, and let's bring up the water thing up to 75 too and see if that takes care of that. And if not, we'll build another little sewage thing to balance it out, because as you can see here, we right now have more water availability than sewage treatment because our water pump pumps in more than the whatever this thing is here, administration and laboratory for our sewage treatment plant. And if you were going with the vanilla sewage water drain pump, it pumps out the same amount that the water pumps pump in, so that won't be an issue in that case. All right, everything's taken care of now. That thing's back up and running. And see, we're only producing about 9,000, whatever the measurement is, and we have the capacity for 18,000, so about twice as much. But you can see we're pumping in way more water than we are creating sewage. So since we got that thing back up and running with power, it's pretty much back in business. It's no problem. Alright, so police is good. You can take a look at all the little chirpy, whatever it's called, messages up here if you want. That's up to you. But they're not usually too important. They'll just tell you some basic things that the little icons normally would tell you. So if we look at our demands down here, we have very high demand for residential still. So let's go ahead and start expanding our residential a little bit more. Let's do this road out. I'm gonna just kind of build ahead now, leave a little bit of a buffer area in between. So let's go ahead and select this road. Let's go out another 2, and we'll just grid down from there. And then we'll just zone all this up as residential. Let's go ahead and just zone in these 2 whole blocks here are going to be residential. It'll just be kind of like near the beachfront property. We can also get that last bit there. And I think in order to do that, we're just going to make sure that we have enough water. So where's our 22 units? We'll do it right about there. Bring it all the way across 180 degrees. This one might be a little bit off, but it's not a big deal. Expand this guy out a little bit to make sure that it covers everything. Then we're going to get a ton more houses here, but that's okay because we have a pretty good demand for residential right now. Let's keep an eye on our water. Keep an eye on our electricity. I'm just looking at those bars up there, and you can see they're in the green. You can see the consumption is only 7 megawatts, and the production, since we turned the budget way up, is 14 megawatts. And if we go back to our budget tab, you can see that it's going to cost us a little bit more since we turned the budget up, but that's necessary. Now, you're going to get to a point eventually where even if you turn the budget all the way up, I usually don't like turning it past like 100%. At that point, I'll usually just put down another water pump or another wind turbine, or in this case, another one of these little park observatories or whatever they're called, to create electricity. So that's pretty much good. Now, in the theme of getting started here, basic city services, we have police already. we got our first school set up the first episode, but we can see now that the capacity is really low compared to the demand. It's only 50, so we're going to turn the budget up for schools. Let's turn that all the way up to 75 again as well, just to make sure we got ample room for all the students. You know, it's not a lot of money. We got plenty of income right now, so that's not going to make a big dent anyway, and that'll just kind of take care of it. Looks like the capacity is still too low, so let's go ahead and turn up even further. Let's do, say, 90 just to be safe, and then let's check it now. Alright, now we're right at about even. 162, 162, that's actually perfectly even. But our demand's going to go up. So let's go ahead and pause here for a second, because we got a couple things going on, and I want to make sure that we don't lose track. I don't want to go too quickly, and you know, make sure that we cover everything that's important. So let's turn that up all the way to 100, and that'll take care of it for now. And then pretty soon we can put down another school, I'm thinking. So this thing, yeah, can now hold 200 students, and there are 169 eligible right now. So that is pretty much good there. Now let's pause again and let's take a look at this little icon. That guy right there is the garbage icon. Now if we open up our garbage tab, garbage is complicated. It's kind of like death, and there's a lot of different ways that you can deal with it. It's not really too complicated, but you need to understand it. It's a mechanic in the game that you need to understand. So everybody produces garbage, and you have these dumps, these landfill sites early on. And if you're playing vanilla and you don't have everything unlocked, you're going to have to use these guys right here. That's going to pretty much cover all, or that's going to be your only option for covering all of your garbage early on. It's cheap, and it you know, gets the job done, but the problem is garbage in a dump in a landfill site just piles up. It only has that capacity you can see on the bottom right there, and the garbage truck capacity, and after it's full, then it's full, and you have to make another dump and use up more space. And you can unload stuff slowly but surely from the dump into other things if you want to, like later on in the game when you get better things to deal with your garbage, like all these incineration plants and stuff here. Or you could just go fully incineration plants from the get-go, but they're really expensive, as you can see here. The garbage, or the landfill site's only $160 a week and costs $4,000. The cheapest basic incineration plant, I think that's this one right here, right, is $192. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at water. $1,440 a week and costs $30,000 to put down. Now I think I got a few other things that I downloaded online that are pretty cool. You know, this little guy right here takes care of garbage, and I think it also produces electricity. Yeah, see, it produces 8 megawatts of electricity. It's cheaper, only costs $18,256 a week, so definitely way cheaper than that. And I usually like to just go with incineration plants and stuff, like right off the bat, but again, they're really expensive early on. So let's see, the little biogas facility, we almost have enough for that, and I think it takes care of garbage in the sense that a landfill wouldn't. I think it works like an incineration plant. So it's going to be like another little gimmicky thing that we're going to do here. I don't know, maybe not gimmicky, it's just something that we downloaded with the workshop, right? We're going to use this little guy right here rather than creating a landfill site. And I think that should pretty much take care of garbage early on and give us an electricity boost. So we got enough now, let's pause it. Garbage, similar to industrial stuff, it's going to build up pollution and stuff. So if you're going to do the landfill site, or if you're going to use an asset that you downloaded, probably put it somewhere up here near your industrial. Since we got kind of the whole water sewage thing going on over here, we can put the garbage thing here, maybe on the other side there. We'll just, you know, make use of the road that's already there. No need to expand further, and we can always, you know, click on it and move it around later if we want to by selecting that little button right there, the relocate building. Or of course, if you're using the move it mod, you can move pretty much anything anywhere. I don't want to get into that very much in this episode, or too early on, but you know, it's definitely important. So we have that right there. It's only gonna take care of a little bit of garbage early on and only have one truck because we have the garbage thing turned all the way down. So let's turn this up a little bit to get us started, just to make sure we have enough. Let's put it at 60. And okay, it looks good. And it should produce some extra electricity for us, I think, as well, once it gets going. It should, let's see, Garbage reservoirs, power output, excuse me. Maybe it's not producing right now because it doesn't have any garbage in it yet. But you can see immediately we got a garbage truck or two heading out there. And it's, yeah, 2 out of 2 garbage trucks in use. So if we select one and we follow it, let's go ahead and put it on triple time here. And we're going to see him go around the roundabout super quick. And yeah, he's going into town. His load is 100% full already, so he's already picked up all the garbage from those places. So where's the other guy? Maybe he's too busy. Is that it there? I think that's it. Yeah. Garbage truck. Alright, where are you going, bud? Are you going to pick it up from that place that's been complaining? I hope so. Yeah, there we go. So see, he took care of that. And, oh nice, building has leveled up. So he took care of that, and now we don't have that little icon there. And one of the buildings has leveled up here. This little guy right here. Which just means that the people were happy. They had good land value, probably because if we pop down the little land value thing right here, we see that, you know, building near the water gives them good land value. He's got, you know, a police station, so he doesn't have to worry about crime. He's got plenty of water and electricity. He's got, you know, a school for his kids to go to. We can see that there's 2 adults living in there, so I guess there's no kids living in there right now. Oh no, 2 teens living in there too, so they wouldn't really go to the elementary. Maybe they're in junior high. We could put down a high school soon. We do have a little bit of demand for it. But anyway, we can see that's why he leveled up. He's a little bit happier. And that basically allows the place to hold more people. Same thing right here. This one's starting to level up a little bit. Barlow residence there. Alright guys, we are looking pretty solid right now. I mean, it's looking good. This is a nice start here. We got most of our services set up. We could think about fire and stuff next. But right now, we don't have much money. So, you know, we kind of need to prioritize. Now, he's got some garbage there. I wonder if, yeah, the processing status. See, we're not processing enough garbage. So let's go ahead and turn up our garbage thing all the way up to like 100. And see how that brings us. Alright, there we go, 100 each. Processing status, where's it going to be at now? Only a little bit higher. So, I think that we're going to have to, unless we want to turn that way up, I think we're going to have to go with a landfill site early on. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put one down. It's cheap, and it will get us a whole lot of garbage trucks and take care of a whole lot of stuff early on. Again, I'd like skipping them normally, but just for the sake of getting the ball rolling here and making sure that we have, you know, plenty of garbage taken care of, then we're gonna create that little guy right there. And pretty soon, we'll switch over to using, you know, incineration plants and stuff. And then we'll just click the empty building to another facility there. And it'll eventually, slowly but surely, empty them all into another facility, which in this case would be the incineration plant that we're going to put down in the future there. Alright guys, it's looking really solid right now. Now one thing I wanted to do, I wasn't too happy with the way that this bridge looked. I want to fix it up a little bit, but let's triple speed it here a little bit because we need to make some money. We're actually pretty low on money right now. We could go to the loan tab in economy, take out one of these loans if we needed to build something really big. So like I could have taken out this middle one and, you know, built a better incineration plant. Honestly, that's probably what I should have done, but it's okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. We already went this route. And I can switch it out real soon. Once we get some money, I can make that one of our big priorities. So we got a little bit of money flowing in now. Oh, we're having to deal with death. Okay, our first death thing. So another basic service. Now, if we go to the death tab, which is in the, the healthcare tab, you can see you've got medical clinics and stuff. And you've also got things to take care of death. So it's 2 different mechanics under the same tab there. So if you start seeing the death icon, then generally you would put in, where's the vanilla one? Let's just do that right there. That shows all the vanilla ones. You would put in a cemetery, and that works similar to a what is it? Dump right there, a landfill right there, and comparing that to a crematorium, or excuse me, in this case, what do we call it for garbage? Incineration plant. I got to get all these names down perfectly before I stutter here and say the wrong names. So, in the sense that a landfill only holds garbage, whereas a incineration plant or something like this fully destroys it. Same thing with death. the cemetery only holds, you know, the dead, whereas a crematorium will fully destroy it. Now, death is a huge problem in this game. It's a very large and annoying mechanic to deal with. So in order to handle that, what I did here is I downloaded, where is it? It's like the crematorium and funeral parlor. And I think I talked about this in episode 1. Yeah. It only costs 10,000, and it has like an insane amount of patient capacity and trucks that it holds. And then this guy, Tanatorio right there, you know, allows it, expands, you know, the happiness and the area that the trucks can go to really far throughout your city. So I'll usually put like one of those down, and then a couple of these guys. Early on, you're only going to need one. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump on into triple time again here, and we will wait for getting enough money, because it's not going to be too long there before we do. And it's okay. They'll survive. You know, they're going to have a dead person there for a little while. If worse comes to worse, then they're going to move out, and that building will become abandoned, and that's not a big deal. We'll destroy it, and we will rebuild it when the opportunity comes up. Now, again, alternatively, what I could be doing here is going to the loans and taking out the real cheap loan and then just paying it back off when I get enough. But we're so close to having that number there. See, I'm at 7,400, 7,500 right now, that we're just going to kind of hang tight, wait till we get enough there. Let's just watch our city, look around at it a little bit here. It's looking real nice and pretty. Some of the buildings are expanding, changing color. I really like those houses there. That's really nice looking. Alright, we almost got enough here. Oh, there we go. See, there's an abandoned building because we didn't deal with the death soon enough. So it's really not a big deal. We'll just destroy it. It's already zoned for commercial. So, you know, another one's going to pop up right away. Again, not a big problem. If you don't like having that happen, the major drawback is that it starts over. If it leveled up and it gets demolished and abandoned and stuff, then it's not going to be leveled up. But it's not a big deal early on, because I don't think those things are really leveled up anyway. They're all level 1. So we won't worry about that. Now we have 10,000, so we're going to open up the tab again. We're going to put in this crematorium and funeral parlor. And electricity, there's still a little bit of space in between. But let's fix these wires up a little bit. Or rather than doing that, if we just put another building, in this case the crematorium and funeral parlor, right here in the center. See, it covers a nice area around it. I think that green just represents like the land value and happiness that it'll create. I don't think that necessarily represents how far the trucks, or in this case the hearses, will go. I believe they'll go as far as they need to go in order to cover your whole city. So that is taken care of. And let's see, death care capacity shot up to 10,000. That'll take care of that. And again, if you don't have that, and you're not playing with assets, or you're playing on console, you're playing fully vanilla, you would want to start with a cemetery instead. And cemeteries, they don't create any noise pollution or anything like that, so you can actually put them kind of near your houses. People like them. They're kind of like a park, and it creates some sort of land value. Speaking of parks, I don't know if we have enough for a park quite yet, but I really like parks. I like having a lot of different parks throughout the city. And we got some cheap ones that we can get here. See, this one only costs 50. This is a nice asset that I downloaded, the 9x9 Cherry Park. And since this is all 8x8 squares, it doesn't fit anywhere in there. But it does fit nicely right in there. So we could connect that kind of to the back of the school. And, you know, parks just raise the land value of stuff around them. So it actually would be good to put it near all the houses. But you can see that big bubble of happiness around it. It's going to increase the land value of everything around there. So again, this is another downloaded asset from online, from the workshop. If you were going to use one of the regular ones that comes with the game, see, it costs a little bit more. It probably doesn't create as much capacity. Yeah, see, I'm getting low happiness, so they need a park. So let's start with this nice 9x9 Cherry Park. We'll put it right over here so it's near the school. And then people can walk. See, it kind of connects the pathway to the school and to the police station there. And I don't want to get into pathways too much, but really quickly, pathways are kind of fun little things that you can go create in the landscaping tab there. And you just create like a sidewalk, and it allows people to walk directly across there. So I'll probably destroy that later, because we might want to zone in some more houses or something. But for now, it gives people a nice little sidewalk. They can walk directly into the park there. We got this really nice looking cherry park here with the kind of the Japanese style cherry blossom trees in it. Again, an asset that I downloaded, and it's just I'm definitely happy with it. It looks like it's got a little bit of a tunnel under there, so we could actually expand the path underneath if we wanted, but we won't worry about that right now. So nice little park going right there. We've got, ooh, we're going a little low on sewage. So electricity is good, but sewage is a little bit low. So rather than turning up the budget and everything, let's go ahead and we're going to pause it. We're going to fix this wiring a little bit because I'm going to put another cheap little sewage thing in there. So this one, we already have the laboratory. So just for the sake of making it a little bit more of a, kind of themed, let's not put the same laboratory down twice. This thing costs $240 a week. This is $320 a week. This one's only $160 a week, so it's the cheapest and least efficient. Or not necessarily least efficient, but takes care of the least amount of sewage. So let's put this one here. I'm not too worried about the placement. I'm sure that it'll look nice and pretty. If we if we take the time to put it in a really nice area. But for now, let's get rid of these pipes because they're in the way. And let's just kind of put it right back in the back there for now. I mean, it looks decent. They're kind of related there. And we're going to connect everything with a water pipe. Right there, water pipe there. And that takes care of that. And you can see the electricity, since we destroyed the one kind of line there to make room for that. The bubble got bigger because we created the new building, and so it's connected plenty right there. Electricity is good. Water and sewage are good. Elementary school is good. High school, we definitely have some high schoolers ready to go to school, but I don't have enough money right now. It's not a huge priority. Education's just good to have in general, but you don't really need to worry about that too much early on. Death care is taken care of. Healthcare, we've got a few sick citizens. We could put down a nice little small clinic early on if you have something like that downloaded. Otherwise, you want to start with just the vanilla asset, which is the medical clinic when you have enough. Not too big of a deal right now, but since we're getting basic, services set up, we'll go ahead and do that. Small clinic is very small, so let's see if we can squeeze it in right there. Not quite. I see that it's 4 units, so if we move the park over a little bit, we could. But I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just go ahead and put it right over here. And that takes care of that. So let's see. Fire, we have some fire hazard right now, but we haven't had any fires yet. And again, we don't have enough money right now, so we won't worry about that. Police is good. What else do we have here? Health and death care is good. We got one nice little park there. And you can see if we go to the land value, it increases the land value around it. If you put more parks, you'll get more blue area. If we go to our happiness tab over here, residential is pretty low right now. Industry's happy. Apparently they're doing well over here in the factories, but residential aren't too happy right now. It's okay, it's a new city, and they're going to slowly start to become a little bit happier as we progress here. Now, I mentioned that this bridge was bothering me, so let's fix it real quick. We're going to pause it. We're going to demolish that. And I'm going to actually make the road come out a little bit further first. And then, no, I don't want that, actually. I do want a bridge. I just want it to be not so high up like that. It kind of felt funny like that. Can I do this without... I think it wants me to have a bridge like that. It doesn't want to let me... Because if I let it go in directly across there, I'm going to block that little river there, that little tributary, and I don't want that. I want the water to be able to go through. So we'll just kind of have it be a little funky for now. That's a little nicer, actually. Sticks a little further out. What if I do this? Have it come out a little bit further. Maybe not that far. Let's do it to about there. I think that's about where we had it. That's okay. That looks a little bit nicer and more natural. It doesn't have that big, kind of triangular shape with the, pillar holding it up in the center there. Alright, guys. I think that is pretty much it for getting our basic services set up. We expanded a little bit. We can see that we've got more residential demand now. So if we wanted to, we could zone more residential. We don't have much commercial demand, but we got a little bit of that. So we could zone a little bit more, you know, low density commercial stuff around here. Or maybe we could start gridding up, have a few roads come up either like right from there, or maybe grid them out that way or something, right? And then start making some more commercial there. We're pretty good on industrial. Looks like we're good on water. We're good on electricity. We're good on elementary, but again, need a high school pretty soon. Garbage is looking all right. This, we're not worried about this bar. That's only what's being processed right now by this little guy and producing some extra electricity for us. But the landfill is holding everything else now. See, it's only 2% full early on. And I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, we got a park too. And I think we're looking pretty golden, guys. So that is it for episode 2. You guys can see, let's get a nice little look at our roundabout here. Nice little entrance there that we built, or that we plopped down. I didn't make that. So that's it for episode 2, guys. You can see here how we, you know, took a very basic beginner town and basically took the second steps into setting it up. You know, setting up the basic services like school, which we got set up at the beginning of episode 1. We talked about it a little bit more in this episode. You know, we set up basic police station. Didn't do fire, but we talked about how we could do that. Some basic garbage, expanded a little bit more on our water and the electricity, and even expanded our town a little bit, made a few more buildings. So again, guys, I really want to make this like a kind of interactive series. I really wish I could stream it, but my internet provider has very slow upload speeds at the moment, so maybe I'm going to switch over at some point so I can start streaming again. I can do another series on Cities Skylines similar to this. But that being said, I want to make this as interactive as I can with you guys, and I want you to leave, you know, your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you want me to add. Let me know, like, where should I expand? What style, you know, building should I do? I have some fun assets downloaded. You know, I've got like In-N-Out and KFC and Panda Express and some fun parks and a lot of cool stuff like that. But if you have anything in mind and you're like, oh, hey, make this kind of building, or make like a row of this kind of trees, or make a beach here, like, let me know what you guys want. Even if you have some ideas for names and stuff. Alright, guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or thumbs down if you didn't. That's totally fine. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I've been doing more Cities Skylines, but I cover all kinds of games, Clash Royale mostly, and a few other things as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good night.